Curiosity versus certainty. Welcome to day 131 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Sip of coffee. Our topic today is really a fun and interesting one, and I don't think it's one that people think about often enough as we go about our daily lives. Now, it's really interesting today because our topic is curiosity and certainty, and we're going to also look at, oops, I have this also, the P in our SOAP framework, which stands for progress. How do we know we're filling the gap between where we are and where we want to be? What evidence do we have that that is happening in our life and in this special area of mental health and well-being that we've selected to look at? I will admit, until I got active on the school platform, I had never heard of regulating our body and a whole bunch of things that I never really thought about consciously, but have an impact on each and every one of us. So I've joined a lot of communities on the platform that help teach us about different things that give us a competitive advantage in our day-to-day life and in our careers, our businesses, whatever it is that we want to do. And I've started a couple of different practices that I didn't really have before this year. And one of those is there's an app called Believe on our phones, right? It's a Believe app by my friend Victoria Gallagher, and I absolutely love it. I'm definitely the power user on that app because I wanted to switch the voice in my head from somebody who was very bad toward me to something that was very good toward me. And so I used the app to change that up. So now it's my voice in my head first and foremost, and then Victoria's voice, I guess, would probably be second right now. And one of the things I do is I draw a card from the deck every morning just before I do my content. I play my singing bowl to get my vibration up. I know, weird, right? Woo-woo, but I love it. Got that from my daughter when I do the singing bowl card. Anyway, the crystal ball card is all about affirming that you believe in what you imagine for yourself. You believe in what it is you're creating in every area and aspect of your life. And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Some days we believe more in what we're creating than in other days. But this is the perfect card for today for curiosity and certainty, because as human beings, and I think Tony Robbins is the one that first probably brought this to light, or at least to the masses. There's 6 things that human beings all need. And interesting thing is we live in a dual polar universe, so they're opposites. So we crave certainty, but we also crave uncertainty. We crave change and growth and development. So today's topic is spot on for that as well, which is a couple of projects that I'm personally working on. So certainty closes our mind, right? Once we're certain of something, it closes our mind to all other opportunities. So my example would be when I selected my husband and chose him, I decided I was certain that he was the right person for me. And that shut off and cut off all other possibilities for me dating or being involved with anyone else. Now, unfortunately, he didn't make the same choice. That didn't work out very well. So, but once we are certain, then we cut off all possibilities for anything else. So if we're certain that we're in the right business, or in the right job, or the right role, or the right career for us, we continue to develop in that lane, and it sets us up for more focused success, I guess. Curiosity, on the other hand, opens up the world of possibility. It's why it's so important to be curious about how you can always make your life better, how you can always be improving, how you can continue to grow and be the best possible version of yourself. If you're curious about that, it keeps you open to the possibilities, and you'll see the opportunities that are around you all the time. If you're certain that you're already done and this is the best you're going to be and this is, your best times are behind you, it closes off all possibilities and opportunities that you might be able to see. They're still all out there by the millions, but your eyes and your senses won't even let you experience them because you figure you're done already. Again, here's an example. My ex-husband was this is what you get, what you see is what you get. I am already done. I'm not going to grow or develop because I'm already awesome. A little narcissistic, I guess. I had never thought about that back in the day. But open-minded means I am willing to learn and grow and continually improve. Asking questions like, I wonder what else is possible. I wonder what could be possible for me. I wonder how that works. I don't know about you, but ever since I was born, I think I've been wondering how things work. That's why I went to school to become an engineer. From the time I was a little kid, I was taking things apart, never putting them back together, as my mother will remind me, but every clock in the house, everything in the house that I wondered how it worked, I would literally take it apart with my little hands and then leave the pieces strewn everywhere. Anybody else do that? I hope so. I hope I'm not alone in that. I think one of my granddaughters likes to do that too. She's definitely a super curious little one. So what are we going to do today with this? We are going to ask ourselves the question why. If we ask why, that opens up our sense of wonder and curiosity about something. I've already shared the 7 why exercise. There's a 5 why exercise, but just asking why questions. If you've ever lived with a toddler and had a toddler, you know exactly what I'm talking about. At like about age 2 or 3, they all seem to go through this why phase. And they ask why about everything. In my experience, it's been about a year long. And you're like, I don't know the answer to these things that my child is asking me, because they won't ask just little why questions. They'll ask why about everything. Why do I have to go to bed? Why do I have to brush my teeth? Why do I have to, go to preschool? Why do I have everything? Absolutely everything. Why does the moon rise and set? Okay. But they'll ask why about everything. And they have this incredible ability to be sponges and absorb the things around them. And that's how they learn and grow so fast and so rapidly, is they have a curious mind and a curious nature, and they're not afraid to ask or ask why. So today we are going to get curious about one thing and ask why about it. Well, why does it work that way? Why does it exist? Why do I think this way? Why do I believe this? And then share in the comments below the one thing you were curious about, because I think it'd be fun to learn from one another what we're actually curious about today. I could ask the reflective questions, but if you'd like me to share those in the comments below, I'll do that, versus going super long today, because we still have to talk about the P in our SOAP framework, which is progress. Progress meaning, how do we know we're filling that gap between where we are and where we want to be? Well, I like to find a way to actually measure it. If it's something that's easy to measure, great. Measure it using that mechanism, because a lot of things have already been proven and it makes sense to measure them that way. Other things are really subjective. Like if I'm trying to measure my level of stress, I guess I could rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10, or my reduced mental fatigue. There's a lot of things that are hard to measure, although they have like Oura rings and all kinds of devices now that give us ways to measure things that are going on in our body, which might be a way to measure stress level or things like that. But what we want to do today is take the area that you're working on, the action that you took, and then ask yourself, well, did it work or not? Did it work yet or not? Do I need to let it go a few more days to determine if it was successful or worked or not? And if so, what is going to be my true indicator that it did indeed work? Therefore, I should double down and do more of it, or I should abandon what I chose to do as an action and I should try the next action that comes to mind. We only ever have to do the next step in anything. I don't know where we get this idea, but we believe that we have to have everything mapped out perfectly in our mind and in our life before we take action. And that's just the opposite of what we need to do. We need to take that first step, and then the next step will appear to us. I can't explain why or how it happens. I think it's a metaphysical thing probably. But in my experience, as soon as I take that first step, the next thing I need to do is shown to me. And I am not alone in this. I think that the vast majority of people, that's how life works for. So many people will never start their business or never get involved in a relationship or will never do a personal improvement project or will never do anything they really have ever wanted to because, say they wanted to go skydiving, but they're scared. Do we think most people are scared to jump out of a plane the first time? I'm going to say yes. I have not done this yet, so it's maybe not the best example, but I have ridden in a hot air balloon. It's not the same, but it's a thing that was adventurous for me. So in order to do anything that helps us grow, we need to step out of our comfort zone. Just keep that in mind today. You can also share how you're going to measure in the comments below if you want to. That would be awesome so we can learn from each other. And that's a wrap. I'm going to say go out, make it an amazing day. I'm actually announcing and launching my Supersize Your Business school community today. So I'm looking for some people that really want to come in and be active, but I'm also looking for a group of people that want to be in a small group mastermind to decide the long-term huge vision of that community, as well as the What are we doing every day for everybody? It's a free community, so I want to have something for everybody all the time, free, so they can be continually growing and improving. And I do the annual challenge there, but I am starting to charge for that. I know, amazing. After 9 years, maybe you should charge for something. At least something that you do every day. All right, that's it. Go out, make it an amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.